Hey, welcome back to another RSG Lunch Stream. I'm Ranger J 1999. Welcome one and all to the stream. What is a lunch stream? Well, that's where we hang out with you good folks for the next hour or so and answer your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes questions, do a roster review, and let madness ensue because it always seems to ensue. Welcome everybody. Hope you're having a great hump day. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. This is a little precursor to our Wednesday night stream, but excuse me, not a lot going on in the world of Galaxy Heroes unlike last week. So we'll see if the devs put out anything, and then we'll rock and roll. But let's get the show started. Let's introduce everybody. We've got Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman.
Do you ever get the feeling you're forgetting something?
You mean like eating Spam Twinkies?
No, I did that, and I'm still have indigestion from it. But I feel like there's something I need to be doing for tonight, and I can't remember what.
You mean like creating the event, adding the thumbnail, getting me the stuff I need? So I have
That's it. Okay, I'll be back.
Butthole. Also joining us is Grim the Mechanic.
How's it going?
Hey, we got the soulless one, Stanley Red, scooping up all your questions and monitoring chat.
Hey.
We have the lovely Dana Descent with us today.
Yay, afternoon.
Hey, howdy. And of course we have the one and only Mike Hunt here with us from across the pond.
I'm near two daughters. There's a daughter alert.
Oh my god.
Alert.
Oh, Mike, use deadly force as necessary. Get the hell out of there.
It's always necessary. Yes,
Oh,
no
God.
daughters,
Oh, God. Oh,
no
Jesus.
alerts.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Okay. Oh.
Thank you for whoever gave me the 457 Magnum.
Oh. And then I think we also have the big deal himself, Grande Patronus here, I think. Or no, he's not here. Oh, he is here. Well, the show's ruined. Alright, so anybody else I missed? I think I got everybody, right?
Yep, I think so.
Okay. But welcome to the lunch stream again, folks. Hope everyone's having a great day. We are going to do a roster review, and then if you have questions, get them in. Stanley will scoop them up, and we'll try to answer as many questions as we can. I don't think we have anything fun planned today. We're just going to try to get through the roster review and then do the questions. Remember, guys, like and subscribe if you like what we put out. It really helps the channel grow. Make sure you hit the like button on the video. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do that now. That helps a lot. Trust me, guys, it really does. And then on top of that, other things. We've got our Patreon set up. If you'd like to support the channel, please go to the Patreon page and you can become a Patreon supporter. We really appreciate that as well. We got stuff on the Amazon wish list. I put a bunch of D&D stuff up there just to have it up there, books and stuff like that. So I think some of the other RSG crew guys have some stuff in there, fun stuff that, you know, if you'd like to do something cool, you can. So, all right, those are all the mechanisms out of the way. Let us get into the roster review. And today we are reviewing the roster of, I don't know if it'll pop up, wait, this is Darth Vicious. This is the correct one, Finn?
That is the correct one.
Okay, and he is from Heroes of the Fallen Empire. And what is Darth Vicious looking for?
Alright, so he's kind of just looking for an everything type of review. So he wants a review of his character roster, ships, his arena team, what he can do in order just to push a little bit higher, review of his mods, and then any suggestions on what to do with his Bastilla, because she is 5-star.
Say it right, Finn.
Bastilla!
Okay, you're fired. Bastilla! Communist.
Babe, I don't know. I like the way Finn said it because it made it sound fancy.
No, that's wrong, Grondy. You shut up too.
Her name is Babe.
Yo, it goes in line with Tarjay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Babe.
I've also heard Bastilla.
And it's all wrong.
One of the
Yeah,
biggest
Bae.
questions
It's in
I
B-A-E,
get
like
over
she's
and
my
over
bae.
again since Jedi became
What the
relevant
hell?
again. Wait, hold on.
Why is Cubs popping out on my
Jedi.
phone randomly? I just then all of a sudden that just popped up. I'm like, well, I love Cubs, so that's ridiculous. All right, so I got that fixed. That was weird. That was kind of like one of those poltergeist ones.
I gotta tell you, she's a cool surfer chick. That Bastille Sean.
All right, so I'm looking at his characters. If someone wants to look at his mods, of course, and go down the other things. So let's look at his roster. Here's a general look. It looks pretty solid. Probably has some areas that we're looking probably have to work on. Don't know what he's working on. He's got the JTR team solid. Looks like first order's pretty solid. Seeing some pieces. Hermit Yoda's there, 10-star.
He might need to get CLS to gear 11.
That might be might be a little potent.
And Vader, gear 11. And Ezra to gear 11.
Yeah.
And Stormtrooper Han to gear 12.
Yeah, there's some pieces she's gonna have to get to gear.
Finish off Mother Talzin to 7-star.
Mother.
And get her at least to gear 11.
Well, let's kind of narrow it down. We just have a bunch of names, Grande. Let's.
Nihilus.
Not everybody can follow the big deals.
Right, he just starts going down the list of his characters. Like, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this.
Ron.
So first order's done. If you want to add a piece to the first order team that'll really make it awesome, is adding first order executioner. I highly recommend that character. So that's a character.
Zion.
Okay, stop it, Grande.
I'll set up now.
Good God, why don't you go look at his mods, Grande?
I will in a minute.
So first order looks pretty solid. Let's look at some of your other. Let's see. Let's look at Jedi. Let's go down the list here.
You were looking at first order. He needs to work on first order executioner.
I think I just said that. Is Grande? Yeah. Are you not listening to anything anyone else is saying?
I thought I was listening. I thought you just said his first order was okay.
No, you didn't listen because that's not what I said.
Yep, okay. He said that first order executioner is awesome, and he should work on him.
Okay.
Yeah, his Night Sisters need some
Imperial
Jesus.
Troopers.
He's got a 5-star Bastila Sean, not too shabby.
Getting
up
nice.
Getting up there with that Bastila. Let's see. Hermit Yoda, probably want to get to gear 12. That's a good one to have. He's got gear 11, Barris Offee, General Kenobi. Probably want to take Kenobi to gear 12. He's a really solid one. I'm seeing, like Grande noticed, that there's a lot of characters, certain characters you just want to have gear 12. So, you may want to do that first, like he was mentioning. So we'll go.
Or at least gear 11, right? I mean, you can get a lot done with gear 11.
Yeah, you know, Bastila's gear 9. I'm sure he's trying to get her to gear 11. So let's see here. Let's look at Imperial Troopers.
He might want to get Mother Talzin to gear 11.
Needs some work.
And 7-star.
And Mother needs another star too, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's at only 6 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Troopers need some work. If you're going to, I think you probably might be already farming Death Trooper. So if you are do that, finish Colonel Stark. Definitely finish Short Trooper for that team. That's a team that'll do a lot of good in a lot of different places. What else here?
Yes.
Mods.
Let's see. You said Night Sisters.
You ready to talk about mods?
Not yet, Ronnie.
Yeah, his Mother Talzin needs 1 star, and it's only gear 8, and he needs 2 stars on his zombie, and he needs to gear up Talia and star her up too.
Yeah, pretty bad. I saw that one.
Yeah, so Night Sister, I mean, he's got gear 11 7-star Asajj, and he's got gear 11 7-star Acolyte, which is pretty impressive. Yeah, so gear 9 7-star Daka. So his Night Sisters need some work.
Yeah. So I looking at your roster, I think Ron is right. You need to finish CLS and Han Solo with gear 12. Executioners in Cantina, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. So
yes, sir.
Yep.
Before you do Executioner, you need to finish your Death Trooper to 7 stars. Then go to Executioner. That'll be your Cantina farm. And then gear-wise, CLS, Han Solo, General Kenobi. Those are 3 changes you need to work on that are really important. I want to see what his Rex is. Let's see, Clone Troopers.
It looks like he's been all in on Resistance for a while.
Yeah, which is fine.
Totally
Rex,
get it.
you need to finish Rex to 7 stars and get him to gear 12. Now, once you get Rex
is arena only, right? I mean, effectively, we keep trying to find places.
Territory Wars, you can use him a lot.
The Territory Wars, I can get that. Even Territory Battles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to use him. He's not very good in raids, really.
No, not raids.
He's good in Rancor. I still use him in Rancor.
You still use him in Rancor?
He has a basic that removes turn meter. So
dang, I use Wedge, Biggs, and CLS at OG Han, and I actually have to put it on auto basic 1 speed to not finish the daggum thing so fast.
That's exactly why I use that team. Is because I have a team that actually goes kind of slow, intentionally, so that I can leave it on auto even at 4 times, and it doesn't destroy the team, doesn't destroy Rancor that fast, because we do have the time restrictions and whatnot. Sure. And so that's exactly why I use Rex, is because he is a little bit slower. So I'll have CLS, I have Tebow, I have Qui-Gon, Rex, and Thrawn as my 5. And it goes slow enough that I don't have to worry about it even if I put it at 4 times. I tried Wampa one time, and I finished early and got into a penalty with my guild. So I was like, oh, let me try Wampa. I just got Wampa to 7-star, and I got him with 2 bayonets. I'm like, let me try him. And I put him in there, and it's just like, Wampa, 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 and then dead. It's like, crap.
All right. Dana, you're looking at this roster for farming-wise. We made our suggestions. Anything you want to add to this?
No, not that I actually, normally what I do is I look at them ahead of time and make notes, but I didn't get a chance this time.
Well, that's all right.
So, no, I don't think... I looked while you guys were talking. I didn't see anything else.
Yeah. So CLS, Han, you can do Rex. You got to farm him to 7 stars. Get Kenobi to gear 12. But then start focusing on your teams. Pick a team. Either troopers. I'd say Night Sister should be your next priority. Because you've got some farming to do on troopers. But you can do those. You can do Executioner and Death Trooper in Cantina. And then you can work on your Night Sisters at the same time. At the same time, you're gearing those other characters to gear 12. Your final Resistance, your final First Order, Executioner is just a nice piece to add, so you're okay there. It really will make a difference to have an Executioner in your team. So that's for the
Is he looking?
Well, there's...
Is he looking for heroic? Is he looking for heroic? I don't know if
he is or not.
Okay, because his Chirrut needs another star, but he's at 6 stars, so that's not bad.
Right.
So if that would be another.
I mean, that's a hard note farm, right? So.
No, Chirrut is
no, wait, I'm retarded.
Fleet store.
Yeah, you can farm him still from Fleet store. But I think once you get those characters that we mentioned to gear 12, work on the other ones, and then just start rounding off your teams. Get a little bit focused on your teams. But having a CLS, having an OG Han, having a Rex, having a General Kenobi at gear 12, and ready to go will really help you out. Especially things like Chex Mix, things of that nature. You need your Death Trooper farmed up, so that'll help you in Phase 3, and then focus on your Night Sisters for Phase 4. That'll be another solid team for you. Now that you've got the JTR team and the First Order team ready to go. So that'll pretty much cover you for heroic.
If you want to get higher in arena, we got to change your arena team though.
Well, he seems to be doing okay.
Yeah. Well, there's one thing I want to add in on that as well. After he gets most of his farming done, I'd recommend he gets his B2 up, because with with Jedi coming back with all their buffing and stuff, all the buffs that they gain, he is still by far one of the best dispellers. And he's easy to get. And he's easy to gear.
I'd rather see him go like Night Sisters with a Saj Ventress if he was going to do that.
Yeah, he's already got a Saj done. And work on your Sith too. I mean, Scion I think is an incredible debuffer. I was like, Jedi, you put all your buffs up. Scion, I win. So
I'd definitely go Scion or Massage Ventress as an AoE dispel.
Yeah, they're both really nice.
B2's
I may even
alright,
take
but
Baze.
B2
Yeah,
really
Baze.
only makes like a... Baze is a good one too, yeah. Totally agree. Baze is a little slow. That's my only problem with 4 Baze.
I like him slow though.
Well,
Yeah.
well, that's the reason I was saying B2, because he's got that dispel and buff immunity
it'll
on his
pop
AoE
up.
with a 3-turn cooldown, and he has his thing where he's constantly gaining turn meters, so he can use that dispel a lot.
You know what really helps to dispel? Freaking Fracture from Thrawn. That's all you need. Just
Yeah,
fracture
that's true,
somebody
too.
And just take it out.
Yeah, I don't
You
did
just
I
need
not
burst
see Thrawn here anywhere? Oh, there he is. That's
Yeah.
a character you need to work on as well.
Yeah.
He doesn't really have any of. I don't know if you looked at his Zetas yet, but he doesn't have Zetas on really his Sith Emperor, like his Sith or Empire teams.
Well, I mean,
It's like he's
focus on
going to
others.
skip that meta. He's going to skip that meta, which is fine.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but it's something to
He
work
could
on
totally
because
go
it is
Jedi
very
meta.
potent. Yeah,
And just skip everything that's dark side. I'm okay with that.
the dark side of the
I-
Force.
You want to look at his mods?
As long as his guild is not moving towards getting Traya. If he's getting Traya, then you're gonna want because eventually the Traya lead is gonna be the counter to the Bastila team, because as you keep on adding buffs, you're just gonna basically make it so they hit like wet noodles. They're all just gonna hit like bears. So
His guild is close. They're 118 mil.
yeah, and I'm
Possible
looking right now to see how many rays they have. Let's see how many. Nice. Computer's running a little slow. Come on. There we go.
They could get
Right,
there,
right,
man.
Jedi training. Oh, they have a good number of Jedi training rays. Looks like if I was to eyeball it, maybe somewhere around 35 or so, if not more. Gear 12 Jedi training rays.
They might get stuck in P2 or P3 then.
Yeah,
I've
but
been
they're
noticing that
pretty
with a few
close.
guilds. Yeah, they are pretty close. Mod wise, when you look at his mods, first thing I did was I looked at crit damage primaries with a speed secondary. He's got 3 of them on his arena team, which is right. There are a few of these he might want to move around a little bit. He's definitely going for speed, as he's working on speed sets with his resistance. You can tell, which is good. He just hadn't had just a ton of great luck with getting those, but it looks pretty good. He's got most of them, I would say, on good characters that I would approve of. He just needs more of them. But he's got, on the first page, he's all the way up to 12 speed, so that's good. And he's got, on his arena team, he's got 2 20s and a 19. I'm, pretty impressed with the 2 20s and the 19, by the way. If I go back in and I look at offense as a primary, and we look at how that looks for him, he does have some offense mods with big heavy offense. They're not necessarily on characters that I would say are big heavy hitters in the raids. So we might want to look at moving some of that heavy offense off of characters like Lumi, for example, and characters like Hera. So you might want to look at moving some of those, triple-digit offense mods off of those characters and onto someone else that's going to do better for you, like OG Han. Just need to farm more mods. And we gave you a couple of characters, but we also need to farm more mods. Part of how you can tell he needs to farm more mods is because he has 549 mods assigned, and you can assign 927 or something. So he needs to farm some more mods.
More mods.
But other than that, you can looks relatively decent, and he's had some really good rolls.
All right.
Zetas?
Yeah, how are we looking at Zetas, Finn? Or who was looking at the Zetas?
So I was looking at his Zetas. I mean, it's what I was saying, right? He has Zetas on good characters. It's just he doesn't really have any on his. He doesn't have an Emperor Palpatine lead, right? He doesn't have any on his Nihilus. He doesn't have any on his Scion. He has. Let me just bring it. I lost it here for a second, but he has it on. He has double Zeta Asajj. He has one on Mother Talzin. I mean, he has Mother Talzin's great mother, so he has her lead, not her unique. So that's one potential one for his Night Sister team. But he does have strength flows on Hermit Yoda. He has Emphas Nest. He has Finn lead. He has Barriss. He has Roll with the Punches. He has triple Zeta on Jedi Training Rey. He doesn't have Han. I know you guys mentioned to him that he needs to work on his Han, so that's one potential one there. Interestingly, he has a Zeta on Chirpa lead. How are his Ewoks? Just curious.
I didn't even look. I'm on ships right now.
Because he has a Zeta on Chirpa lead, and I wonder if he's...
Let me go back. Let me...
all of
Ewoks
them
are
are
not
5-star
geared
gear 8.
So I don't know why he put a Zeta on Chirpa lead.
That may be... That
Maybe
may have been an
Turpentine?
No, you don't need a Zeta for
Yeah.
that.
You don't need it for
Oh,
Turpentine.
no, okay.
I mean, it's possible it was just a mistake before they gave the little warning message he accidentally Zeta'd it. I think he's in the chat, so he can
Yeah,
tell
he
us.
is. I was just looking.
Yeah, because the Chirpa one kind of stands out as one that probably isn't necessary. But
See,
then
Finn,
he
this
has,
is what happens when you tell people to do Ewoks.
Hey, I've said not to.
That's
As
not
much
true.
as I love the Ewoks, I have always recommended against
Maybe-
doing Ewoks until late game. They are
Maybe
in
he
late
was
game.
trying to emulate T-Money.
Or Loki. Loki, you love Triple E, don't you?
I do, man. I think you should do Ewoks before First Order. That's my opinion.
Blasphemy!
I'm telling. Hey, here's the deal. With
First
they-
Order's
on offense,
useless, man.
on offense, they can whoop some butt, man. Seriously.
He said he wanted to get the Zetas for the event. That's why he gave it to him.
Mm,
Oh, yeah, you don't need a Zeta on Chirpa to beat the Wicked event.
mm.
All right.
Wish you had
So-
talked to us first.
Next.
But his other Zetas are all kind of basically on point. He does focus on the Jedi, so he has like Grandmaster Yoda. He has one on Grandmaster Yoda, one on Hermit Yoda. He has the First Order ones, as mentioned. So his Zetas are not in bad spots, minus the little anomaly with Chirpa, and actually one on Phasma too, which is a little interesting to see that one too. So just those two Zetas. He has one on First Order TIE Pilot, but that can help your ships, so it's not bad, especially with the rest of his First Order. He focused heavy on First Order, so yeah. I mean, the next thing is to figure out what squad you want to work on. If it is the the Empire team, if that's what you want to work on, or whatever it is, right? Just
I
go
don't
ahead
know,
and
say for him to skip it and go for Jedi.
He has a battle meditation on Grandmaster Yoda, so putting it on Bastila would be next. And he said he's getting his Bastila to 7-star next week or something.
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
then
he
I
said.
would definitely say to just skip the Sith altogether, maybe.
Yeah,
Try say
just
skip
focus
him.
on your
Yeah.
Bastila.
He did say, I think he said his guild was trying for heroic, but they get stuck in phase 2.
Yep. I know they got stuck in phase 2 or they got stuck in phase 3. It's possible to push them through it. They just need a little bit of a confidence boost. If he'll hit me up on Discord, we'll help him with a confidence boost. We probably need to get with his guild, and we brought.
Did you look at his phase 2 squads?
Yeah, we looked at First Order and stuff. He doesn't have Wampa. He doesn't have Rex. So I mean, we told him to farm. So
He has a Gear 8 level 82 Leia, so he can work on her. He has a Gear 11 85 7-star Akbar. So he's kind of working towards the Machine Gun Leia team potentially. He has the Zeta on Hermit Yoda. I mean that may be the direction he should go in phase 2, and he can help quite a bit with that team and First
Right.
Order. He could do a good chunk of it for his guild with those two.
Yeah.
all right, let's go to ships.
Ships. It's ships.
Just
We got to finish these. First of all, we got
gotta finish.
we
these
got to
ships.
finish. We got to finish these ships. Rebels for Chimera. We got to get that done.
One or the other,
So-
but There's a lot of ships you do have done, but there's a lot that are 6 stars and stuff like that. So heavy focus into one ship and get it done. I'm seeing Scimitar's not done. You need to finish up the Slicer, Pursuer, TIE Fighter. I mean, there's a lot of ships here that you're doing a good job of farming, but
we just got to finish them off.
And I don't even see Boba Fett in here. Am I in?
It's not. It's not unlocked. It's at the bottom.
Oh wow. Okay.
So.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. I think he's already got a lot of Zetas invested in First Order. I would tell him to finish off his First Order ships. I would tell him to work on finishing off TIE Advance. I would say to work on gearing Biggs Darklighter up to at least gear 11.
No.
I would say to finish off Poe Dameron's ship because his Poe Dameron is gear 12 plus.
Right.
So I would say to finish that off.
That's a tough farm because that ship never shows up.
Yeah, that's a pain.
I would say finish off Imperial TIE Fighter. And then I would also say to get Sunfac finished, and then get the
let's make this a little bit easier. Pick a ship, finish it.
Yep.
Exactly.
You get the ships, the shards, the ones you get out of GW, take them every day until they're done, and then ship shards for those rare ones like.
I would stop
Rex. Scimitar and Poe.
I would stop Zetas to finish ships if I were him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get these ships
at least
done.
You're starting 7, right? I mean, at least you're starting 7 and your fleet commander to 7-star.
Yeah, we've got to get a little bit more focus on ships. So in Galactic War, every ship that pops in there, just every day you do it. That's 1,500 crystals. Get 3 ships. That's 5 shards. That'll really speed up your farm on those ships that you're still missing, and only the ships that you're missing. But it'll be a big help. And then fleet, you got to get those rare ships. Poe, Scimitar, Boba Fett. Focus mainly on those ships only. Don't use them for like Geonosian soldiers, stuff like that. If it pops in GW, don't touch it in fleet. And that way you're having 2 farms of ships going at the same time, and it'll help you speed up your process of farming ships, because that's what you need to do.
And to what they were saying, right? Just think of it this way. Look at your characters and look how many characters you have left to farm. You're still very, very early in ships.
Yeah.
They've essentially stopped ships almost for the past, 3 months, giving us like almost nothing. So what you want to look at it as is if you start falling behind in ships now, it's going to end up in the same position as where you are right now with characters. So you don't want to fall behind. You're at the ground floor of ships. Get all of your ships ready, because you're seeing, at least with characters, how quickly some of the characters are rotating. A new character comes in and the whole meta kind of changes. And ships is probably not going to be any different once they start introducing more ships, more content to it. Like, as they keep on adding it, something is going to change. They'll add more capital ships, and certain capital ships will work better with other ships. And as we see, Geospy was an awful ship before the change, and then they changed everything, and now Geospy is unfortunately one of the people that I have to work on because of his ship. But I have his ship. His ship was 7-star. I have to work on his character, so I'm behind on the character part, and that's just hard to catch up in general. So when you're at this level, when you're at this ground floor of ships, take advantage of it. Get those done. You'll still get plenty of time to spend on Zetas. Most you need to save. And so just kind of work from there. And you can still potentially buy Zetas as long as you're kind of keeping enough to buy whatever ships you need from fleet.
I did not buy a single Zeta from fleet for like 8.5 months.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah.
Not
the only ships I have
ships
left that I'm farming is hard nodes. That's it.
And I'll tell you, I farmed every ship from a hard node. I did just like what Ranger said, farmed every ship from Galactic War I could. Farmed all of the crazy ships that come in. And now it's even easier. In PvE, in ships PvE, if it pops in ships PvE, I'd farm that sucker. Farm it in ships PvE. Pick one and farm it. Pick one that's hard to farm somewhere else and farm it there too. And get it, just get it knocked out of the park. so that way you can move on to something else. But here's what's
Absolutely.
nice is if you've got 28 ships all at 7-star and you've got 4 fleet commanders all at 7-star, what that means is if the ship's meta changes again, you've got, you're going to have 6 out of the 7 ships that make up the new meta. And really and truly, you get more good stuff from ships arena than you do from regular arena now. It's almost more important for you to be higher in ships arena as far as progression in the game than it is in regular arena.
All right. But if you have any more questions about this, my friend, you know where to reach us. You're more than welcome. Join our Discord, and we're more glad to help you out. So, overall, you're on the right path, my friend. Just got to get a little focus. Kind of take everything we said and rock and roll with it, and get on a path. And I'm telling you, you'll see you'll be happy with the results. Trust me. We wouldn't steer you wrong. Maybe Grande, but not the rest of us.
I promise I won't steer you wrong.
That's true. All right, so let's.
And that's why he is such a big deal.
That's true.
Yep.
All right. Oh Christ.
That's what she said.
Okay, that's enough out of you, young man. Ridiculous. All right, let's get to some questions, shall we?
Chewy, question, what are your thoughts of the way they're releasing the pack for the new ship?
Meh.
We'll discuss it more. It's a ripoff. They added about they added about $10 to the cost of what it should be essentially. So I think it's kind of a rip. But I have to evaluate a little bit more. But at first glance, just looking at the shards, the price is higher than what it should be, and it's for a character that's already been in game for a while. I think they would make more money if they actually split it. So I don't particularly like their new ship pack right now. But I'm still evaluating it just to see what everything is, but it doesn't seem worth it. They just need to split it. I don't know why they just didn't do 2 $9.99 packs and just let people farm it as they need to. But it's their game.
All I have to say on the matter is, am I gonna buy it? No. Is it worth it? I don't know, because I'm not gonna buy it.
All right. Next question.
Kanzakagi, too easy. Question, do you think they should add another harder tier for credit heist for higher payouts?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think there shouldn't even be the option to get 3 or 4 million. I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. The 5 million should be the minimum for the top tier, and 5 million and up. But 3 and 4 million is like a slap in the face. It's awful.
I got 2.5 and 1.5 today.
Yep.
1.5.
Oh, well, if it
Yeah,
happened to Mike, then that's a good thing.
My bottom lip's sticking out.
Aw.
All right.
Yeah, it is kind of demoralizing when you go in like, oh man, I can really use this, and it gives you 4 mil on 2 tries. It's like, oh, why do I even bother?
Yeah, or the dreaded 3 million. I mean, 1.5, and it's just awful. Yeah. It's like, yeah, thanks a lot.
Thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
I mean, I know we're getting free stuff, so whatever. But I mean, it shouldn't be there. 3 and 4 million is just no.
I'm probably being paranoid, but I run 2 accounts. I've got my main account and I've got my alt. And my alt got 5 million, and my alt tends to get 4 ship Omega abilities drop on the Sunday, Monday, Thursday ship drops when you're going for the Zeta mats. My alt quite often gets 4 ship Omega abilities. Maximum I'll get on my main account is 2. It's almost as if the lower GPs are kind of, being helped to bridge the gap. I bet I could just be paranoid. Am I paranoid? No, you're not. All right, okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, Ski Trooper question: why are 67 people watching and we only have 21 thumbs up? Click the damn button, you ingrates.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I agree with that.
I should click the button.
That's the thing that I've been noticing. It isn't that hard to just move a quarter.
If it isn't that hard, then why haven't I clicked
the button?
Yeah, Finn gave us a thumbs down.
Because it's all. Oh wait, that explains it. Because it's all Finn's fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't clicked it.
Finn gave us a thumbs down.
Damn it, Finn!
Too, and I was like, "Oh, thanks, Finn."
You all are making fun of me. Thumbs down.
Well, see.
Oh.
You wonder where the thumbs down comes from. Now you have
Hey,
an
but at
answer.
least I tell you why.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it
Five
right.
thumbs down all of a sudden.
That doesn't make it right, Finn. Jesus.
We have 5 thumbs
You
down.
make it seem like if I say that, then it's like an explanation. Like, well, I didn't do thumbs
all
down
you
because
said
you were
was
mean to
if
me.
you
No,
give us a
that's
thumbs
not how
down,
this works.
You said if you give us a thumbs down, at least let us know why. I'm telling you why. You're making fun of me. Thumbs down.
Oh God. Hey Finn, when you can take the pacifier out of your mouth, you can come back and join the adults at the table. Jesus. Ranger was mean to me. I'll show him. I'll screw our own stream and give it a thumbs down.
We're almost at more thumbs down than thumbs
Oh,
up.
for God's sakes.
Oh no.
We have 10 thumbs down now.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
See what you did,
I
Finn?
love you guys.
Wow.
See what you did, Finn? I hope you're happy with
I
yourself.
blame Sanely.
What? How did I do anything?
You just-
Yeah, I know,
filtered out
right?
that
No,
question.
Finn, that's not how this works.
Alright, next question.
Evil little mongoloid.
Andrew Wallach, question for Sir Loki. Why use Thrawn with Traya lead? Does it work well on defense? And who to use as the 5th?
I don't know. I just like Thrawn, man. I mean, it's like what Finn said earlier. He does what, he removes the debuffs, locks up one of the tunes on the other side. So, I mean, there have been a few Bastilla leads popping up. So, he's been useful. I mean, I fracture Bastilla or I fracture, GK or whatever, and then I go to town with it. Who's my 5th on that team right now? My 5th is Mother Talzin right now. I'm trying that team out.
Mother.
So it's Traya. Yeah, Traya with the Triumvirate and Mother Talzin and Thrawn, and I make Thrawn like super fast. So he goes first, or if I'm fighting like a mirror match, Traya lead or a EP lead, then usually their Nihilist does the the health down, and then Thrawn does like a turn meter swap or something like first turn, so it that's the way the AI plays it, and it works out good. So.
Ski Trooper, question: in a Bastilla-led team, what should the primary stats on the triangle, cross, and circle be for both Bastilla and Obi-Wan? 2 Yodas and Ezra round up the team.
What's the team again?
It's a Jedi team with Bastilla.
But what was the rest of the question? You were just asking what to put in the other ones?
Yeah, what
the answer is the fastest mods is the answer.
Yeah. You want her getting her... I mean, the best way is to get her buffs off to Yoda, who just spreads it to everybody else, and then it's like, wee.
I mean, honestly, so it's so weird. So I have like those Emperor Palpatine, Vader Triumvirate teams, right? And I was using RNG with Rex and stuff in order to beat them before, and I was at like 70% success rate and whatnot. My Ezra isn't geared, so I don't use him as my 5th. I put in a team, and I put a Zeta on Bastilla. I have no Zetas on Grandmaster Yoda, and I have a double Zeta on Hermit Yoda, but one of them is pretty much useless. But so I have double Zeta on Grandmaster Yoda, and the team that I'm using is Bastilla, who's 3-star gear 11, Grandmaster Yoda, who's gear 11, Hermit Yoda, that's gear 10 with 2 Zetas, Kenobi, who's gear 12, and Jedi Knight Anakin. who's gear 12. And I mean, it's an easy win against those Emperor Palpatine teams. And you don't necessarily even need the speed. It's just more the Zeta on Bastila. Once you get the tenacity up at the beginning, and then Vader can't put dots, Emperor Palpatine can't do his stun, like the whole match just changes. Just get them as fast as you can and start killing it. But I use it only for counters. So I won't leave that team normally. I always play the counter game. So I play the rock, paper, scissors game. So this is now my 5th team in my arena rotation that I play around with. So, I mean, it doesn't have like the best speed. It has like my 3rd tier speed mods, and it's still enough to beat top tiers of others. So just get whatever speed you can on them, and just face it against teams that they have an advantage on.
Ouchie Dumpling. Question, who should I give my bayonet to? Ray, Jedi Training, Wampa, ATF, Raidhan, Old Kylo, I love and am maxing shuttle, or Resistance Trooper. I also have a med pack that could go on CLS, Resistance Trooper, R2, ATF, Raidhan, Tarkin, or EP.
Raidhan.
Yeah, Jedi Training Ray is a trap answer by Ouchie. If you say that, she'll come and choke you through your screen, so it's not Ray Jedi Training.
Oh, well then Jedi Training Ray.
No, it's not that one. She will choke you. No. Definitely not her. She doesn't deserve any gear whatsoever. You should actually find a way to remove
works really well on Raidhan and on Wampa. And Wampa is mean when you give him bayonets.
Oh yeah.
I would recommend that she put them on Dooku.
Ooh.
You're just everyone is asking for death except for me. This time it is not my fault.
I didn't ask for death.
That's worse than JTR, man. She'll come and burn your house down.
Yeah. I would say either Resistance Trooper or Raid Han, whichever would help your guild more in Heroic Sith Raid. And obviously it's the Resistance Trooper for Phase 1, and then it's Han for Phase 3. Han also has some extra benefit in Arena, so it would be one of those two, just depending on what you need.
And he's a scoundrel.
Mm-hmm. And for the med pack,
Raid Han. He's squishy.
Yeah, probably Raid Han.
Or JTR.
I did not say that.
I did, and I'm not afraid like you are, coward.
Yeah, I am.
The views that Ranger has do not
reflect
the rest of the RSG crews.
I'm not peeing my pants if it sounded the name Ouchie like Finn.
Nope, you just pee your pants for $20. Next question.
No, I do. Yeah, I do it on my own terms, not because I'm scared.
Chewy question: Magma Trooper worth it for the Trooper team, or is it better with Thrawn? And what will the second Trooper team be once range is free to play?
Yeah, he is worth it.
Magma under Thrawn, right?
Yeah.
That's a cheese team, so...
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong, Gogi. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I'm really digging the Veers, Stark, Shore Trooper, Range Trooper, and Death Trooper team. That one's fun. Because they just keep going and going and going and going. It's so fun.
Nathaniel Miller, question: how much ship currency do you keep in reserve before buying mods from the store with it?
10 million.
400 million.
I had no reserves, but now I'm just saving up for all the new stuff that's coming, because there's a lot of stuff that I can feel is coming, because we have all these new KOTOR characters, we have a new ship coming, so now I'm just saving and I'm not even buying.
When mods came in, I had 130 million ship credits. I now have 6.82.
I try to not go below 2 million. So
the other day I was down to 8,000 credits, just 8,000 credits, because I was leveling up Bastila. I could only get her up to like level 60 something, so I had to wait for like 3 days in order to get Galactic War stuff and different events in order to get her to stay level 85.
I'm trying to get up to 400 million credit. So,
yeah, but that's because you're a whale, Grande. You have nothing else to put your
I don't ever
credits.
buy mods anymore.
Yeah.
Okay, Neil Hamp. Question: theorize a team built around R2 and Nest. Could making Nest a pseudo taunt and taking damage intentionally turn her into a KO character to just deal damage and pierce Jedi buffs?
Until she's stunned.
Nest is really good, but she is still very squishy.
Yeah.
And that her protection stuff is, only until her next turn. So it's a double-edged sword with her.
Nest is really easy to counter if you know the mechanics, by the way. She's not all you need is burst damage, and Yoda has that with the special.
Mention you have.
If you're looking on like offense, right? Anything can really win on offense. The AI won't use it correctly in order to take out Enfys, so maybe you can get away with that. On defense, anyone that knows how to use their Yoda will just use their basic until she's done. She comes out of her turn and then uses the special, and then that'll just kill Enfys. So, yeah, it just depends on where you're looking.
Nathaniel Miller. Question: what's a good auto Rancor team with Vader Zeta lead, and what gear and speed mods are needed?
Oh.
I don't use Vader anymore, so I use.
Just depends on what you have. I don't know what he has.
Vader, Tarkin.
Yeah.
TIE Fighter pilot.
Thrawn and Wampa.
Thrawn.
You can throw Jin in there as well.
Yeah, Jin's
you can put Jin. You can
Jin
put.
still works.
You can put Rex. You can put CLS.
Sticking Gar. He's great. You would get to watch his jetpack go every time he does his special.
Yeah, Cigar Saxophone is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I solo the Rancor. I have to start the Rancor manually, but once I get it running, I solo it with a Vader lead. I do not have a Zeta on my Darth Vader. Last time round, I had Giggles. I did Vader, Tusken Shaman. Who else was in there? Wampa, Hermit Yoda, and I can't remember who the fifth one was. 3 of them lasted and finished it. I think Tarkin was in there, actually.
Paul Morgan. Question: what is a territory war cleanup team with Phasma lead?
Anything.
Yeah.
You just put attackers. I mean, I don't know what you're trying to clean up. If you're just trying to clean up one character, just throw in other attackers that don't have a particular team on them and then kill something.
Overlord. When will you play Battlefront 2 next?
Friday.
Soon, TM.
Yeah.
Top ARPA. Question: best counter versus Traya lead Sith Trooper Thrawn.
Thrawn Magma Trooper.
Magma.
CLS, Rex, Han, Thrawn, and Darth Nihilus.
Magma.
Chewie. Question: has anybody on the crew gotten a Gear 12 Plus piece to completion yet, and who did you put it on if you did?
Nope.
Next.
I have 2 full pieces, and I think I have enough to make a third, maybe a fourth, and I haven't put a single one on anyone yet.
Right.
I put mine on Nihilus. Both of them.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Yeah, I haven't had a need in Arena yet, so I'm just saving it until the point that I need that speed differential for something, so I'm just hoarding them right now.
Vancelli. Question: why is there a wrench next to my name now? I'm nobody's tool.
You are now.
Yeah, you are now.
Yep.
Wait, who was that?
Vancelli.
Who?
Paul
Somewhere in the
Morgan.
world, tits just exploded with joy.
Yep. Paul Morgan, question: what GP on a territory war team do you need to have a viable cleanup team?
Depends on what you're facing.
Yeah, it depends on the team that you're fighting against.
You know, if you're facing a like a single Kylo Ren team, like a single Kylo Ren mask left over from a First Order, all you need is like a 5,000 GP Night Sister Spirit that has a Omega on her unique, and she can solo him on basic. It depends on what you have, what you're facing, and what you have left, and like cleanup is a very relative term because depending on what you're cleaning up, it can be a lot different, right? Cleaning up CLS is going to be more difficult than cleaning up Kylo Ren because CLS is typically going to be fast. He's going to do turn meter reduction. He's going to gain back protection. So it depends on what you're cleaning up.
I can clean up Kylo Ren with just about anything.
Yeah.
Same with CLS. I mean, if you're down to one dude, I mean, it's 1v5. Throw in something decent. You know, throw in a droids with Jawa Engineer. I mean, throw in B2. Throw in anything, really. I mean, hell. Those guys are not that difficult to kill. You just gotta, you don't throw in like Plo Koon and Ayla Secura and think you're gonna get it done. Like, don't throw in East Koth and Ugnut and think you're gonna get it done with East Koth, Ugnut, Gar Sexton, and Geospy. Like, don't throw in garbage on that thing, and you'll be fine.
Wait, you mean my Poggle is not gonna work?
Yeah, your Poggle is not gonna work on that. Don't throw in Lumi. Don't throw in Lumi with Poggle lead and think you're gonna get through freaking CLS and you're like, well, they're level 70, and I think they got some 3-dot mods on them. I'm like, bro, don't even try. Like, don't do that, dude. Don't be like, do you think my Chewbacca, my Clone Wars Chewbacca lead can take on CLS? The answer is no. I have Pal and Bodhi Rook under General Grievous lead. Do you think I can take out Data Kylo Ren? The answer is no. Throw in something halfway decent that if you've seen it in arena at some point over the last 2.5 years, it might work. If you've never seen it in Galactic War, it will definitely not work.
I think Grande has eloquently spoken the words that need to be said. Right.
The big deal hath spoken.
So let it be written, so let it be done.
Nathaniel Miller, question around the corner. How did your heist go? I got 5 million.
5 million.
7.5.
Oh,
5 million.
Dang.
4.5.
No.
I send that stuff this morning. I don't even know what I got.
I'm
sure it was.
Doesn't even need to worry about what he gets for the credit heist.
He's like, I might as well just burn these credits. I've got so many.
Well, I don't really worry about credits as much as I used to now that I have everything done in Squad Arena, so I just buy the credits there. But still, it sucks.
Are you not buying the?
You're not buying Prestige?
Ship mats?
I already have most of the stuff I need for my ships done, so.
All right.
I don't.
I win. I've got 4 million.
I buy them constantly. That's all I buy.
Yeah, I'm constantly buying Prestige.
I'm constantly buying Prestige.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big deal.
Apparently Grim is too, because he doesn't need to buy them.
No, it's Prestige. I don't need any of this.
Paul Morgan just donated $2. He says, "I'm sorry, big deal."
Well, you should. Be.
Oh man, I'm sorry, Paul. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
You should be, Grande, and you should be too. Sorry all around. All right.
I got a little excited.
But the big deal doesn't need to apologize.
That's right, because he's such a big deal.
Yeah, I do. Well, come on, man. This is how we roll.
Can I just share something? We're messing about. This comes back to Rancor. We were messing about trying to make Rancor a bit of fun. So we set a challenge of the highest score that someone could set with Cassian and K2.
Shooting gallery.
And
shooting gallery.
Yeah, and we're like, I don't know, 2/3 of the way through phase 2. We haven't even started the raid yet. That's just Cassian's and K2's.
Yeah, you guys ran a shooting gallery. That's awesome.
Chewy, question, how do you feel about the devs not saying anything about the Sith raid on the lower levels in weeks?
What were you expecting them to say?
Well, that they were going to retool their rewards?
Yeah.
Get rid of challenge and all that?
Yeah, they were looking to retool some stuff. It just means that they're still working on it. But it's not like they've been silent on it. They just have nothing to say yet because they're still working on the problem. I mean...
Imagine how the community would feel with the message, bend over again.
No, Mike.
Oh, sorry.
Well, I mean, if there's no news to report, there's no news to report.
Unless you want to say we're still working on it. Which, I could see a valid if you want some update, but
that would come with with whatever post they're making for the weekly status, right? I don't think they're going to go out of their way to make a post saying, "Yeah, we haven't completed this yet." That's it. That would just be really silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still working on this. Yeah, that
soon, TM.
Yeah, they
exactly what it means.
Like, oh snap.
True Draco V. Question, since I'm gonna Zeta my Bastila and have her 7-star next week, how should she be modded?
Fast.
Yes, fast.
Really fast.
With mods.
And Loki was saying he likes his Bastila going before his Grandmaster Yoda. So you can adjust it. I've seen it both ways, so just figure out whatever you need to do, but depends on your mods.
Matthew Simpson.
Oh, sorry.
Lead with protection.
Oh, I was going to say, I understand why Loki wants her to go before Yoda, so Yoda can spread that her buffs around.
Yep.
Matthew Simpson, does anybody play Ship Arena on manual anymore? Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah. Every day.
Yep.
Only.
When I don't get frustrated with it.
I never played on auto.
I only do the first attack on manual, and then I go on auto.
My AI just targets their Imperial TIE fighter, so it's like, it's either replace the phone every day or play it manual.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's because I use silencer in my starting lineup, and I want him to use his stun first thing rather than blow his rocket.
That's right. Say, meh.
2 days a week I get sick of Fleet Arena, so I only do I go into the battle and leave. I really don't care. So
what?
I hate ships. And then the other days I take top 5, so it's just me balancing out my hatred for ships right now.
I feel your hatred.
I didn't record it, but York got a 6-star home one yesterday. Couldn't believe it.
Very nice.
The RNG rolled in your favor. I still have a hard time doing that freaking mission.
Man, that was such a pitter. But yeah, did it, and I forgot to record it. But look, never mind.
Well, then it didn't happen. All right, next question.
Devil's Treasure question: which squad to prioritize for territory war? Bastilla, Jedi, First Order, or Bounty Hunters?
Not Bounty Hunters.
What's your GP level?
That's true.
The lower GPs are still keeping First Order, higher GPs are ditching First Order, and then also what's your arena, because Bastila is better in arena right now than First Order. So
I'd have to agree with you, Finn. I think the Jedi are the route to go.
Yeah, I would probably lean Jedi, but I would need more information just on your overall roster and then where your guild are to say, yeah, this is the way that you should go.
I'm trying to say.
That Jedi is I got to tell you, though, that Jedi is a climbing team. That Jedi team don't hold for jack on defense.
Yeah, for sure. It is a team to just beat the Emperor Palpatine lead teams without having to worry so much about RNG.
But I mean, because whenever I go in with an Emperor Palpatine team against them, I win on auto. I mean, it's
yeah, 100% climbing team.
Well. It does not hold well at all.
Chopper BZ question: possible teams for Wampa in Heroic Sith Raid. Now that Bastila-led Jedi looks like a strong team for Phase 2.
You can use more than one team in Phase 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have to remember the team. I don't remember it exactly, but I think Hermit Yoda is the only overlap with the Boba Fett lead Wampa team. That's currently that. I think prior to Bastila was doing the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, outside of Hermit Yoda, everyone else is the same, and then you could find another healer like maybe a Barris or something to throw in there. But yeah, I wouldn't. I would say still Phase 2, extra damage in Phase 2.
Science.
Otherwise,
Thane
Phase
4.
Sorry.
Thane Kyrell question: when are we going to get Grimm and Ouchie to debate Fleet Arena?
Oh.
I don't know.
When Grimm has a death wave.
Oh man.
Next question.
Dash Rendar question: should I gear bounty hunters for territory war or Geonosians for ships, assuming both factions are equally far from being maxed?
I don't know. Personally, I'd do bounty hunters.
Well, there's only 3 Geonosians, right? There's 5 bounty hunters, and the bounty hunters require at least 1 Zeta on Bosk lead if you're going that direction. So I also don't know how much you really need Geonosians and ships. If you're getting top rank without it, then why bother?
Try saying.
Work on it.
Yeah, I'd say bounty hunters though, because they're used in more than just that, you know. And there's always galactic bounties, which means extra crystals and character shards.
Bounty hunters can be very tricky in territory war as well if someone set them on defense. How do you play them?
Yeah, they're very annoying. They are very annoying.
How do you play them? Who do you have to use to get rid of them?
Oi.
Oi.
Oi, Governor.
You all right, mate? How's it hanging?
Goyasund question: what 2 Sith teams are the most efficient for territory wars? Palpatine lead, Traya lead, Maul lead, and what tunes support these to avoid overlap for territory wars?
Voltron.
I hate saying this. It depends on your level too. If you're in a lot of lower GPs aren't going to be farming Bastila nor putting a Zeta on her, so Emperor Palpatine still may be better. Maul lead is kind of an RNG play. It depends on whether or not you want to go that route, and that may be something work on the much lower levels. And by much lower, I'm kind of separating it based on maybe 80 and then about 150 or so. That's a 2 separations. So below 80, I think a Maul lead would probably work. Below 150 to 80 is probably Emperor Palpatine, and then above 150 is probably Traya lead. Would you agree with that, Ranger and Grande? I think you guys are in the higher division, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times whenever you get way up at the top, you see you'll see double Sith teams, right? Although now I think you're going to see Bastila team. So you are going to see a Jedi team, but I still think that's an offensive team, not a defensive team. But you might see that team on defense. Some kind of GK, Bastila, Ezra, double Yoda team on defense, but it doesn't hold very well on defense, right? I mean, you could beat that with Rex Wampa. You could potentially even beat that with old school First Order. I mean, not old school Resistance, right? You could beat that with a Finn lead. under the right circumstances, because they're not throwing debuffs, very, very much. Your guys are going to get to go all the time. And you're going to get the exposes, and your turn meter train is going to beat their turn meter train. So I think that's going to be an offensive team. I think you're still going to be back to a double Sith team, potentially some kind of an Empire team, potentially some kind of a First Order team, potentially some kind of a Night Sister team, potentially some kind of a JTR team or some type of a Maul team. I mean, that's what I think you're going to be left with. And so the new characters that came out really didn't affect the defense. They just made offense much easier.
Okay, Dash Rendar question, does Gear 12.5 affect previously worthless upgrades, like how only 2 Zetas on Shuttle increase its stats and the third one did not? Does that third Zeta now make a difference?
I don't know. You're going to have to go. The person that the place to look for all that, I think, is like SWGOH Tools or something, or SWGOH.help.
It's .life.
.life. Here's the deal, though. I refuse to put a Zeta on a ship's character if I think it's going to be garbage. Why in the world? I mean, unless you're just some kind of massive freaking whale, go put a Zeta on Phasma lead. You're never going to use it. It's a wasted freaking Zeta. I mean, unless you're going all in on Phoenix because it's time for you and your roster to go in on all Phoenix Zetas, don't do it for one freaking speed, man. Go in there and freaking, you want to know, go in there and get Poe Dameron. Boom, done. Go in there and get Gauntlet Starfighter and actually level those guys up, because that is the fastest ship. Boom, done. Do not go put Zetas on a character for one freaking speed in ships. Don't do it. It's stupid. Do it because the character is awesome and the Zeta is awesome. Not for one freaking speed. I mean, what happens if next week they come out with Gear 12.6.6 and all of our characters go to Gear 13? Now you blew that freaking Zeta and we get ships 3.0 and they freaking screwed the pooch again. Don't do it. Make smart choices, people.
So, Grandi, what you're saying is you're mad.
No, I'm not mad. I'm just don't do. I mean,
you're a big deal.
One speed. No, I
hope you didn't kill anyone I know for it. Huh?
Zane Kyrell just donated $2. Don't use Zeta Finn against Bastila. Not enough potency.
Oh.
And Bimasu just donated $2 for more Grande rants.
Well, hey.
So, did you say that you use Zeta Finn against Bastila, Grande?
I'm just thinking out loud about that it might work. I'm not saying it's going to.
I hope you didn't kill.
There's too much tenacity. You're not going to land enough exposes to trigger anything.
I'm just saying that there's teams that are going to work on that are going to be like old school teams.
Yeah, Night Sisters.
Oh, Night Sisters will wipe the floor with that team. Yeah.
You just need to make sure you have your turn order right, because you need Asajj to go before Towson so you can remove all the buffs. And then, well, even then, because the protection up is a locked buff from Bastila, right?
Right, but you're not...
You would probably actually need to do an Asajj lead, now that I think about it, not Towson lead.
I like
yeah, you'd want to do it. You would want to do it.
I always have.
I typically use Mother Towson, but against this, I'd have to switch to Asajj lead. But I have both of them Zeta. So.
Mother!
Shields Ghost question, did Mace get a hidden rework?
No.
You wish.
Nope, he still sucks.
Yeah, he's still pretty bad. I mean, people are using him with the Bastila team. It's like, that doesn't mean he got a rework. Just because he's a little
apparently he can pre-taunt now under Bastila lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's a tank. I wouldn't use him, though, because he will die very, very quickly.
Yeah. Dash Rendar question, how do you use Geonosian pilots in territory wars?
In ships.
Yes.
Next question.
Yeah.
I ran Sunfac and Geo Spy last time with a Zul lead. Zul Savage, Sith Assassin, Sunfac, Geo Spy. Went for 3.
Oh, you know what might actually, Maul lead might actually work. Like Maul lead Sith Assassin might actually work against Bastilla Sean.
We're talking about ships.
I know. I'm going back to things.
I don't know. I was still thinking about that too. IPD might do well against Bastia.
I'm just sitting here thinking. I'm like, he's right. He's definitely right about OG. Resistance is not going to work, but there's a lot of stuff that would work.
I've seen Jedi Training Rays still work too, because you can hit exposes without having to worry about tenacity.
Well, yeah, because it's exposed on crit. It's not exposed on...
There's a lot of teams that work against Bastila. I told you, I still use GK Barris with CLS, Thrawn, and Nihilus. Like, the most common characters right now at, like, the upper levels. Like, okay. Like, you don't have to do anything.
Yeah, but I'm talking about TW, man. TW, a bunch of that stuff's going to be on D.
Oh, yeah. For TW, then it's probably Night Sisters.
Imperials.
Some people still put Night Sisters on defense, right? You got a lot of people putting Night Sisters on defense.
Yeah, but probably not in the divisions that are going to have Zeta, Bastila, and Lees and Walls on Territory Wars.
Probably not. Yes.
Would an Imperial Trooper squad work with Stormtrooper? Because every time he doesn't crit, he exposes, doesn't he?
Yeah, and I think that's the one that can't be evaded or resisted. Let me double check here. Target becomes exposed, which can't be resisted, so the tenacity wouldn't matter.
There you go.
I bet Ewoks could beat him. I mean, I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I bet the Ewoks could beat him.
Mass attacking teams will be able to, because all you have to do is go through one of the foresights and then they're exposed. Not exposed in terms of the game mechanic, but just exposed that they can take damage. And a lot of them are really squishy. Like Grandmaster Yoda is actually pretty squishy. He just goes really fast and then keeps on putting foresight up on himself. But he's not. He's fairly squishy. Bastila is fairly squishy. And Ezra is fairly squishy. Kenobi is the tank, and I mean he can put crit immunity up, so that makes it a little bit more difficult. But I mean, overall, that team is, once you get through a lot of the buffs and stuff, they're fairly squishy. So mass attack teams probably will have good success.
I can see Director Krennic working against a Bastia lead. Because his ability block for his leadership can't be resisted.
One of my all-time favorite bands, that Massive Attack.
All right, next question.
Okay.
Wait, you didn't answer the question. The question was about Geonosian pilots, right? God, so
yeah, you use them on defense or you use them on offense. There you go.
So either Akbar or Tarkin lead. A lot of people like Tarkin. I still prefer Home 1 for it, but it's the 3 starting Geonosians, and then you can bring Biggs off the bench. I've seen 2 that work really well. It's either Biggs off the bench or Vader, TIE Advanced off the bench as your first reinforcement. It adds a lot of extra pop to your team. And yeah, either Tarkin or Home 1 lead. Capital.
Okay, Thane Kyrell, question for the big deal. What should be my next Zeta, Bastila lead, Fat Special, or Kanan Special?
Big deal had to go.
What do you guys think, though, about the question?
What was it, Bastila, or what were the other ones?
Bastila lead, Fat Special, or Kanan Special?
Bastila.
See, Fats isn't any use without her Zeta, because Foresight blocks it. The only way that she becomes useful.
Yes, but without Bastila having a Zeta on her lead, you almost negate an entire faction team that you can put in Territory War.
Yeah.
And Kanan Special is really nice too.
Mm-hmm. It is. If you want to focus on Phoenix, I mean, I have no issue with any of those. If you're at the point where you're looking at those, I mean, they're all fairly even. I would just say Bastila, because you get a whole nother team that you can pretty much put into Territory Wars versus characters that Kanan can work without his Zeta. It makes it a better team, but you can still use Kanan without his Zeta. And Fulcrum Ahsoka can be substituted by a lot of characters now.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay, Dash Rendar, he says, not in territory war ships, you goddamn baboons.
Yeah, I know. That's
in Fleet Arena?
No. That's the.
Apparently, he wants to know how do the Geos, in the actual battles, with the characters.
Well, the actual the pilots.
In character battles, not ship battles.
Right.
So he actually was talking about territory wars, not ships.
Well, there you go. I gave you two.
Yeah, he was talking about territory wars.
Oh, well, he said Geonosian pilots.
So yeah, that's why we thought ships.
Because, I mean, the only one that can't fly a ship is the one that's blind because it's Poggle. He's too old to be driving a ship anyway. So everyone else is driving a ship. So how do you use the Geonosians? They're plug and play in other teams. Geonosians barely have a synergy right now.
Don't underestimate Spy. Spy can be awesome.
Spy is good, especially under a Newt lead. I use him for cleanup a lot of times. Sunfac is useful as cleanup as well. And I mean, not Sunfac, Geo Soldier. And then Sunfac I usually put as a tank sometimes on like off teams just to have that beefy tank in order to eat some damage when I need to. So
that's what I did. I stuck Sunfac under a Zor lead.
Mm-hmm.
Three Sifs, 2 Geos, and Poggle's good with droids, isn't he?
Yeah, but I still use HK lead, so Poggle ends up having not a great purpose right now. Because you still don't want, I mean, depends on what you're facing, but you still probably wouldn't use Poggle over HK.
Has anyone tried him is he an attacker or not? I'm just thinking, because he...
I'm pretty sure he's a support. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure he's
Poggle is a support.
But he gives offense up.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, you're talking about using him in phase 3 instead of POW?
Yeah, but that wouldn't work, would it?
Yeah,
actually, mine isn't very good.
You don't want an old man in that combat. Next question.
Imasu, question, best mod setup for Bastila. Sorry if it was already answered, I just got here.
5-star level 15. Next question.
Speed.
No, what's the best mod setup? Not your answer had nothing to do with mods.
I'm running
and tenacity.
Speed and health.
Mods with 5-star and level 15.
Oh.
I don't think you would disagree.
But if you can increase her potency for the stuns.
Yeah. I mean, mainly it's just...
Anyone want an ice cream? I'll mute.
Mike's daily ice cream. God. How many more questions do we have, Sanely? Let's do 2 more.
We've got
we'll do 2 more. Yeah, we'll do 2 more because we're over time.
Okay, Mr. Pennypinch question, does Thrawn's lead need Zeta to run Thrawn Magma in Arena?
No.
Next question.
Yeah, I'm picking one out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Biff. Mike has around this time an ice cream truck that drives by him in good old England.
Yeah, it's 6:20 at night here, or 18:20, 18:19 actually.
I'm gonna go.
I get a feeling that ice cream truck is not selling ice cream.
Does it have windows?
Time of night.
Does the van have windows?
It's got an Uzi on the dash.
It's selling special ice cream.
It's probably actually selling ice cream. It probably gets turned over so much around here. So.
Okay, Tim Timmons question, why on earth does potency up only give 50% when tenacity up gives 99,990%? If it's because of Tarkin, that's weak in my opinion.
It's because Finn, that's why.
Yeah.
It's all Finn's fault, blame him.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
It'd probably be Vader anyway, because Vader's been in the games from day one.
There's a weird mechanic with potency and tenacity. They have to rework all of potency and tenacity, honestly. It is one of the most messed up things. And I think Grande pointed this out when we were reviewing Bastila, which is that in order to make a leader with tenacity viable, they had to give her 150% tenacity. That just tells you how skewed the whole potency tenacity equation is right now.
Oh, mate, could you imagine if they actually did the rework? They'd screw it up so badly that one evil look at the opponent, they'd drop dead.
Yeah. That's a problem. They might very well end up ruining it. So, I mean, they might be overcompensating here, or I should say properly compensating with ridiculously high numbers with 150% tenacity with Bastila and whatnot, but I mean, it's what they had to do. All right. I think we're done, Ranger.
All right. You wanna close this out, Finn, since I opened this up?
Sure. So thank you guys for watching. This is our RSG lunch stream. We do these on work days from noon to around 1, but today we went a little bit long for you guys. So, but usually it's about an hour long. So thank you guys for joining. We'll have one tomorrow. Tonight, however, we have our 8 p.m. Eastern Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live stream, where we go through the news and notes in the community, and we have some news already and probably expecting a little bit more coming up shortly. So join us for that. We'll answer more of your questions. We'll go through news and notes. We'll look over all kinds of things for you guys and just have fun like we should with the game. So hope you guys will enjoy that. On Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern time, we have Jedi Academy. It is a pure question and answer stream that we bring in some of the YouTubers from around the community, such as Warrior, Ramon Azab, Mike Hunt, T-Money, and few others, including the RSG crew who are a little brain damaged. And so we'll answer your guys' questions and go through the game as well. And then Saturday night, we have the RSG Mature stream. Is on a different channel, RSG Mature, so you guys can search for that on YouTube. And that is for 18-plus viewers, where we get tore up from the floor up with Ranger and some of our buddies, and they just go through all hours of the night and play games and just have fun. So I think that covers it. So we also have our Patreon page. If you guys would like to support us, we're going to be adding some more stuff here soon once we figure out what to give you guys. We don't want to add tiers without some abilities and something that we can give you guys in return. So we're working on that. So we have the Patreon. We also have the PayPal if you want to give that way. There is sponsorship through YouTube, which is $4.99 a month, and you get access to the icons that show up in the chat. So we have some fun icons for you guys with Baby Ranger and Grande, like Grande as, I think Grande is Mother Talzin, and then me as an Ewok, and many other fun things for you guys in the chat. So you can sponsor and do that way. We also have Super Chat if you want to do a one-time donation. We assign VIP based on people that donated $20 or more, or are sponsors, or are on the Patreon. So go ahead and join those. And if you guys have any questions, hop on the RSG Discord. The link for that is in the description as well. Thank you guys for joining us today. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you tonight. Talk to you soon.